Hey Gyalavanters, welcome back. And if this is your first time joining my page, hello, welcome to the squad. Here on my page, I love to discuss travel and life hacks so that we can spend less and do more. I just wanted to share my experience doing remote year. Obviously, I don't speak for all Black people and their experience on remote year, so I'm definitely just going to be speaking about mine. I know when I was making my decision on whether or not to do the program, I definitely was reaching out to, women who looked like me to try to gauge their experience. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So my program had 50 people. Of the 50, 10 were Black. So I think that definitely had a major impact on my experience. I spoke to some other people in different groups who didn't have that diverse of a demographic. And because of that, their experience was a little different. Immediately, when you're in groups that are that large, there are going to be like little cliques that form. And for me personally, that happened to be a lot of the Black girls who I was like super tight with. Certain people in my particular group were pointing out, they were like, oh, the Black people keep hanging out with each other, which is never a problem when, all white people are hanging out with each other because they're seen as the norm. But as soon as Black folks hang out with each other, it's because we're such a smaller number, it's more visible. And it's not like we were being like exclusive and like, oh, everyone else can't hang out with us. It's just those were our chosen group of friends who we were closest with. If you haven't read the book, Why Are All the Black People Sitting Together in the Cafeteria, I highly recommend reading it. But honestly, I got along with more or less everybody in our group. Not everybody, but there wasn't anyone that I like absolutely hated. First stop in Cape Town, we did take a trip into one of the townships, Kaielisha, which I think is one of the largest townships in Cape Town. And we went to a party at Rand's. It was so lit, like I was living my best Black life. Me and like some of the other Black girls, like we went and we got like all the African beads and we was like Wakanda'd out when we went to this party. And like we were the only ones Wakanda'd out, but we were like, we are in Mother Africa, we have arrived. And I'd say that's probably why very early me and most of the Black people just like bonded together very quickly, because for most of us, I think for all of us, it was our first time on the continent, and our experience there, I think, was very, very different from everyone else's. In the accommodations that we were in, like right across the street, there was this poppin' little, I guess it was a restaurant by day, club by night, and it was usually like an all Black crowd. One of the girls in my group had told someone that she didn't want to be there because she didn't feel safe. How you can come all the way to Africa and not want to be around Black people is beyond me. I definitely experienced microaggressions, both within the group and outside of the group. The diversity training with our program leader was lacking. I remember when it was Black History Month, the suggestion was for us to watch Friday, but that's neither here nor there. One thing that they sell to you in remote year, because they know that their price is inflated. Like if you travel on your own, like you can book accommodations and book all of your flights for significantly cheaper, but they're like, oh, what we're selling to you is the community. You can look on Facebook groups. If you don't want to give your money to programs like Remote Year, there are other communities that you can join for free. Another negative that I experienced was the disparity in the accommodations. When I first got into my place, I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. But then I went downstairs to another friend's place and her place was like penthouse suite. And I'm like, oh, hold up, skirts. Like, I know we both paid the same price. Like, why is her place nicer than mine? And then like how it was explained to me, because we weren't staying in a hotel, so all of the rooms weren't unison. So they tried to like balance it out. So if you got an accommodation that was not so great in the first month, that you would get a better accommodation the next month. And in my experience, I don't think that that was achieved for me. Another negative was the transport that they arranged for us from Cape Town to Morocco. We were literally traveling for like almost 24 hours. Like, they literally put us on the budget long layover flight. We flew from Cape Town to Dubai, and then that was like a 9-hour flight. And then from Dubai to Casablanca, and then from Casablanca, the flight from Dubai to Casablanca was like another 9 hours. And then from Casablanca, we had like a 3-hour shuttle to Marrakesh, where we were actually staying. And I felt like that route was so unnecessary. So I know that I covered like negative things, but there were lots of positives that I also enjoyed during my adventure. Oh my gosh, we did, I guess it's like a 4-wheeler. When we were in Lisbon, we like did a tour of the West Coast, and that was really fun. A little dangerous, but fun nonetheless. Another experience where we straight up got Carol Baskined. We did this cheetah experience at this cheetah sanctuary, where you literally had to pay $90 to be a volunteer, and pretty much do the work of the employees. Like, they legit had us scooping up they literally had us scooping up cheetah poop, and then also like chopping up donkey. Like, I was just trying to pet the animals, get a little cute picture. Like, I was not trying to work. I was like, oh, they really got me. I got God, but whatever. Another great thing about traveling with a large group, like when we would do the side trip, we would stay in an accommodation together and like split it up. So it definitely made the side trips more affordable. Oh, another fun thing was having people come visit. Like, my sister came and met us in Morocco, and that was really, really fun having her there. I met one of my cousins when I took a side trip to Paris, so it was great to see family during that 4-month period, because at times I definitely felt a bit homesick and missed my family and friends. I was super excited to go ahead and travel the world, and just thought that I'd be feeling up every single day. But nope, reality check. Like, definitely had like some of the best times of my life, but there were some days where, you know, you had some lows. The same ebbs and flows that you have in your everyday life does not escape you just because you're like, you know, in paradise. Like, all of your baggage travels with you. It comes in the carry-on, so don't think that just because you're abroad that you're not gonna experience any negative feelings. Another positive, like, I met my husband while I was on the trip, and I met him in Valencia, Spain. Valencia, Spain was never, ever on my radar. So, like, if I'd never done this program, him and I would not have met. Another super positive, like, my program ended 2 years ago, but we're all in this, like, group chat. This chat is still very active, which just shows, like, you know, how close everybody got. It's also great to just have, like, 50 new friends who are around the globe, so that, like, if ever you're in a city nearby, you can like meet up and have fun. So I'd say that's a positive as well. After you complete your program, you're called a citizen, and they have like citizen houses in different cities. I personally would not recommend the citizen houses. Like, once you've already got locked in with the community and you have the group, like, y'all can just organize your own trips for a way cheaper than the citizen houses. Like, me, I don't think that the value was there. That's just my personal opinion. And yeah, I don't apologize for it. Overall, I don't regret doing remote year. I'm happy for the experience, but If it's something where you are like going into debt to do it, there are so many other ways that you can travel and connect with communities that are significantly cheaper. Do they have work to do in terms of their racial education? Absolutely. They can certainly be more inclusive, and that's not just like posting Black people on their Instagram. That's actually curating experiences that people from all walks of life will be interested in. And yeah, so I hope that my review of my experience with remote year was helpful. If you are thinking of doing the program and you wanted to ask me any additional questions about my experience, please feel free to message me and I'll be more than happy to share that info with you. But outside of that, thank you so much for tuning in and see you next week. Bye, Gyalavanter.